Hello people and welcome back to the third episode of Trash Talk. I am Kevin Smith and I'm here with Sean Reidy.
On Ireland's number one Joe's Bizarre bi-weekly, we think, Joe's Bizarre Adventure podcast.
We'll do bi-weekly for now. We might change it up soon.
Unless this episode goes on a while, like this part of the episode goes on a while, I don't know. So yeah, that was Highway Go-Go.
Highway Go-Go.
It was Highway Star Part 1.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. Like, I liked it. I wasn't a huge fan of the fact that it was like fragmented. Like the first part was finishing up.
No, yeah, that definitely felt like it was meant to be a separate episode. With how that was weird. He continued coming in the middle.
Yeah, that was weird.
Really weird.
I was like, are we done? Because this feels like it's only been like 10 minutes.
No, yeah.
And it wasn't.
I'm also going to say that's the best cold open the series has had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole time when it was a pen he stabbed himself with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, while the whole intro was playing, I was just like, that's going to get infected.
Yeah, I mean, but then he heals it later, much to his offense.
I've come to the conclusion that Rohan is the most JoJo character ever. Like, he kind of just embodies everything that JoJo is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, So yeah, there's that laugh shot. I don't remember that from the manga. It's probably there. It's probably not as good in the manga because, no sound to it. But then, after that cold open, basically a new OP again.
What
you get it 2 weeks in a row. Woo. Yeah, that was weird. I didn't expect that.
What?
The new OP, basically.
Oh, you forgot that it was there?
No, I mean, they changed it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. They added a bunch of stuff.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Huh.
Had a completely different end. And the Kira shot was different. Because the Kira shot last week was recycled from when the landlord comes and is asking for the money. But now it's him turning around and Killer Queen, and he has the white suit on. Yeah. One thing that annoyed me is that there are a few things cut from the I'm an Alien part. Like, I think there's one part where Josuke is trying to get Rohan to not touch the dice, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I shit and I didn't wash my hands," and that was cut, which is tragic, truly.
Yeah.
But they kept in the important part, which was the puking.
Shit, didn't wash my hands.
Yeah, that's in the manga. I'd like more than any other chapter so far. I'd be like, yeah, just even like after watching that, just go read it because it left out a bit. Did you understand how the lock worked here?
Not really. I think it was like. I think
neither
it was
did I.
I think it was kind of like if it's sort of like a lie detector.
Yeah,
like
maybe,
it falls off. Like I think
that how the lock worked? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And of course, the classic greatest moment of Diamond Unbreakable, Rohan's house getting burned down. The classic.
Yeah, your man's like, oh, shit, I found it out, Rohan. And he's like, what is it? Your house is on fire.
Yeah. And what? And then he starts talking about the pretty woman thing. I was wondering why that doesn't make any sense. That's because that's completely mistranslated.
Have you seen Pretty
What
Woman?
he should be saying there is that he had he had replica furniture from the film Pretty Woman, and it cost him a bunch.
Oh.
There is no house burning down scene in Pretty Woman. So, sorry, Crunchyroll, you didn't do that right.
Also,
Yeah, there was
the kid is also
Yeah.
spying on the parents, which I felt was kind of weird.
It is, yeah, and he was doing that with no suspicion of his dad being Kira. So
Yeah, and he's like 8, and like the first thing he says about it is, "Mom hasn't gotten naked in front of
Yeah.
Dad in a while."
yeah, I mean, she hasn't. But it takes a creep to beat a creep. And the great debate, as always, going on, is Mikitake an alien or not?
Is that never resolved?
No. Great debate, raging on for 20 years.
Do you think he's an alien?
Yes.
I
do.
want him to be an alien, because if he isn't, then that means they're just like, fuck it, like with stands, because that's not how stands work.
No. Well, there are exceptions to every rule in JoJo,
Yeah.
pretty much. I mean,
There are a lot of... now that I think about it, there are a lot of anime that have superpowers, and then there's just like the one transformation one that makes no sense. Like,
and yeah, I think he is an alien because
yeah.
I mean he can't see stands,
Yeah.
but
Or maybe he's just oblivious to it.
maybe he just thinks they're normal. Maybe he just thinks everyone has them. But here's the other thing: there is one rule with how the arrow works, and how the arrow works is it's not like you can just take the arrow and just like give yourself a paper cut equivalent. Like,
Yeah, you have to get stabbed deep.
no. If you just like graze yourself with the arrow, it will still either like stand or death. It's a magic type thing. I'm pretty sure.
What do you mean?
If you get like grazed with the arrow, you'll still die because of you're unable to produce a stand.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. So, who knows? Maybe that just doesn't work on aliens. Maybe he's an alien with a stand, and he just never uses it. But then that half of the episode gone, move into Highway Star, which is definitely my favorite. Definitely my favorite fight in Part 4. In the running for total.
What's your favorite so far?
What? So far?
Yeah, your fight in... What's your favorite fight in the series like?
You mean like in
general.
in the manga or the anime?
The anime.
Vanilla Ice is good. The Sheer Heart Attack's good. Yeah, Vanilla Ice and Sheer Heart Attack. Maybe a little bit of... Oh yeah, Cars. Obviously Cars. How did I forget Cars? Yeah, Cars is maybe my favorite in general. I have 3 in mind. One's way later, but...
Mine's probably... Indul, the water guy. I like that.
You know, he's in Eyes of Heaven for some reason. And like... Yeah, why? Why?
Yeah,
because like,
Eyes of Heaven is the Phantom Blood movie, yeah.
No, Eyes of Heaven is the game, the latest game, the one that's a terrible Naruto game.
Oh.
And but like, there are main party members from 5 and 6 that are missing, and they put Ndul in, and they put Mariah. And
favorites? I don't know.
Fan favorites: Ndul, Mariah, and Pet Shop. You know, the most relevant characters. I don't know. It's dumb. Because like part 5 and part 6 are both missing main party members from the roster, and there are barely any part 7 characters. And like there only being 2 part 8 characters makes sense because you know it's not that much of it. There's no main villain, maybe.
Isn't there like 20 volumes?
15, I want to say. No main villain yet. It's pretty good though. I think we maybe. I think we've like gotten to the turning point now. Because every series of JoJo has that turning point. I think you're starting to see that now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like part 1 has Death of Zeppeli, part 2 has Death of Zeppeli. Part 3 has just well, no, I wouldn't say Getting to Egypt. I'd say it's like the turning point. I'd say the turning point for part 3 is Darby.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Then turning point for part 4 is Quiet Life, pretty clearly. Maybe Sheer Heart Attack. Both work.
See, I think that's sort of one of my main issues with like JoJo Part 4 is that like from Part 1, like it's like Dio is the villain from episode 1.
Yeah.
From Part 2, it takes a couple of episodes, but it's established relatively quickly that Killer Men are the central villains, and again it's established from the beginning that Dio is the main villain. Whereas here it takes like half the show for Kira.
Yeah, but you do still have minor villains before then, and
yeah.
But even then, Dio's barely a villain in Stardust. He
Yeah.
just sort of shows up at the end, like, oh yes, I was responsible for all of that, totally.
Kono Dio da.
I genuinely, I feel more hatred towards Steely Dan and Vanilla Ice than Part 3 Dio. Like, he does nothing.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Part 3 Dio.
Like, if they'd left, I would hate him more if they'd left Joseph die. But they didn't. So, I'm like, yo, oh no, you killed Kakyoin. Whatever shall we do?
Kakyoin, no, he was the best character.
Who will make silly background faces now? And those aren't even in the anime.
Who will want to bang Jotaro's mom now?
Okuyasu will. Picking up the legacy. But yeah, it's part 5 has its villain the whole way through, but he doesn't appear for a very long while. Like it's
so Part 3.
Yeah, part 5 is a lot like part 3. An awful lot like part 3.
Awful being the operative word.
I like it more than part 3. But yeah, sure. And then part 6 is there most of it, I think. Yeah. Part 7's appears quick enough, and is just sort of a shadowy figure for most of it, and then he takes very hands-on from there. And well, part 8 speaks for itself. It might maybe have a villain, possibly. Maybe.
How many?
Oh yeah.
You're caught up now, so that's
yeah. It's on chapter 58, releasing monthly. No villain, maybe villain. They might have revealed the villain in like the chapter I was on. now is probably the best time to be caught up.
Yeah, I had that same experience with One Piece. Like I caught up a couple of weeks ago, just when shit starts getting like insane.
Except that's coming out weekly.
Yeah.
I've got another week, about a week, until the next Ultra jumps out.
One Piece is starting to get a bit like Dragon Ball in like the transformations.
Oh.
Like, okay. So, I'm gonna edit these in.
I do have a joke there, but it's a big spoiler for part 8, so I won't say anything.
So here we have Gear Second.
I could just say that, and you'll probably forget it by the time the JoJo Leon anime comes out in 2029. But like,
okay, say the joke.
What? Oh yeah, they take on fusion dances. You won't get it. Yeah, that wasn't worth it.
What? What?
Not literally.
What?
Let's move on. There's some ground, and you can put fruits into it, and it'll make hybrid fruits. You just bury them, and they'll come out as like you put an orange and a mango in together, and it'll come out with a horrible little like just like withered fruit thing and a hybrid orange mango.
Why is that a thing?
Jesus.
What?
Jesus.
See, I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Neither can I. Part 8's pretty good. I like it. I like where it's going. It did spend 4 chapters on a beetle fight, which must have been torture to read monthly. They spent 4 months Beatles. Just, hey, these Beatles are fighting. Great. Bravo.
Were there many like Beatles references?
No, none.
What?
The arc does have the fan name Beetle tendency though, so that it's got that going for it.
Beetle.
Yeah, it's. I think to rank the series. Now I'm done. Yeah, I think it's going.
I think you've ranked the series like
every episode.
Episode probably.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But I mean I'm up to date now, so I'm like, okay, 7, 4.
Are we starting
2.
at the top? Like 7 is the best.
Yeah, 7, 4. I'm gonna put a preliminary spot for 8 there. It could change because it doesn't even have a main villain yet, but it's got promise. 2, and then that's out of S tier. Then we move down to B plus tier, where we've got
what about
part
A?
6. Got part 6. No, just straight down to B plus. You go from S to B plus. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry. Then you get 6. Then you get 5. Then you move down to C, and you get Stardust. Then you move down to C minus, and you get Fountain of Blood. That's my JoJo tier list. I don't know, maybe you can put part 2 as an A. Sure, whatever. But yeah, I like the series a lot. I started watching some Eyes of Heaven. It's weird. It's seems kind of bad. It's just JoJo Generations. It's like, so what happens is after the end of Stardust, this is how it starts. Okay, at the end of Stardust Crusaders, in the scene where they're in the airport and they're like, "Hey, see you guys." Speedwagon shows up. And he's like, ooh, Speedwagon shows up. And I was like, oh, hi guys. I'm like, who the fuck? And everyone's like, who the fuck are you? Because Joseph doesn't know what Speedwagon looked like as a young man. And then Avdol and Iggy show up. And, you know, they fight Avdol and Iggy. And then Avdol and Iggy run away.
Wait, didn't Avdol die?
Yes, so did Iggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they go back to Cairo. And then they fight Kakyoin and Nadul in Cairo. And it's like, oh, if we use the body parts of Jesus, we can make the new revived Kakyoin not evil. And so they just go through they just go to all of the ends of all of the JoJo parts, revive the dead people, and maybe they fight Dio at the end. So it's not a game to play if you enjoy the anime and haven't read ahead, because it's got spoilers for every single major character death. So if you're not into that, tough. Yeah, part 7 is what?
Part 7 is the one that I could jump into without spoilers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
It does reference things, but it's pretty much just referencing 1 to 4, so you'll be fine.
How long is it again? It's like 100 chapters, isn't it?
96.
And these are double-length chapters.
Yeah. They're like a length and a quarter. Length and a half for the first
How long? Like
30.
30 pages, okay.
Yeah, and that was when it was still weekly. And Araki was just like, here's 30 pages. Jesus. Good job, man. Araki picked up Heaven's Door for a while, and it was a fun time. Actually, no. Rohan's productivity has nothing to do with Heaven's Door. He's just that good. Yeah, weird. But yeah, it's weird and dumb. And some of the character choices strange, as we've mentioned before. They do have playable Speedwagon though, unlike All-Star Battle. So that's good.
How does Speedwagon compare to like stand users? I mean, like you can't even use Hamon.
He throws his hat at them.
Now, Jotaro, I know you can stop tying, but here's my hat.
Yeah, no, there's an optional challenge in the story mode where you have to fight with Speedwagon and Joshu, who is like the biggest piece of shit in the series in part 8. He's basically the Waluigi of JoJo. And then...
What you mean? Waluigi's the best character in Mario.
I agree, but it does not apply here. Because in Mario, Waluigi is the only one with character. No, there are like 3 people with actual characters in Mario, and it's Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi. And then... But like... Imagine Mario was this 30-year... Well, no, it is 30-year spanning. It is a 30-year spanning epic, but with deep character arcs and shit. And then just stick Waluigi in there and have him attempt rape and stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that happens at one point.
I feel as though Waluigi probably tried that at one point too.
Yeah, but with who? Daisy?
Probably.
Yeah, and then you have him, the 2 of them against Dio, Part 3 Dio, and and the villain of Part 6, who is pretty overpowered by the end. And then, and they're at like max level. And you're just like, oh, okay. Spoilers, Joshu gets a stand, and it's just, it's actually pretty overpowered, because he can just take he can deconstruct people, as in like he can just take off their arm. It's like it's got a nuts and bolts motif. It's pretty cool, actually. He doesn't deserve it. Yeah, it's. This feels like a time to take the break.
Yep. So when we come back, we'll be
discussing.
Highway.
We'll be Highway Star Part 2. My favorite fight in the series, boys. Maybe.
Is this just a two-parter, or is it what?
It's a two-parter. Should be a two-parter. It's pretty fast-paced, so I don't think it would have even sustained 2 parts. It would have been part and two, yeah. It would have been episode and a half, which it is. So, yep.
See you in a minute.
Yep.
So welcome back from our break. Welcome back to Crash North.
Maybe anime wasn't a mistake.
Yes. Today we are reviewing Highway Star.
Highway Star Part 2. Ooh. That right there's some JoJo.
I think it was the it was the most JoJo episode we've had in a while.
Condensed, pure, and it's my favorite fight in Part 4. Definitely top 3. And I don't know what the top one is. It's maybe later stuff. It's definitely the best fight so far. Because, well, no, Cars. I don't know. It's either that or Cars so far. And that's a pretty big fight to go up against, you know, the Cars fight. And man, they just got every part of it right. You know, my only
okay, yeah, what are you saying?
My only like little nitpick is that there are way more feet in the manga, and that made it seem more intimidating.
I had several little nitpicks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, mine was an adaptation nitpick, so.
Sort of like a lot of the motorcycle stuff was kind of dumb.
Nah. How dumb?
Like the fucking part how he crashes into a wall and that sends him flying upwards.
Yeah.
Or the fact that he breaks the. Yeah, that was really dumb. The fact that he breaks the thing. He breaks the thing to send him flying over the baby, and then reassembles it.
That's the best panel in the whole fucking series.
No, don't get me wrong. I liked it. I thought it was cool, but I was like, that's so fucking dumb.
I thought you meant the goddamn when he's in the drainage channel and he goes flying. No.
Yeah, I mean that as well.
Okay. Maybe. You know, JoJo characters, they fly when they need to. Only when they need to. So that's how it works. I hope. Yeah, that's an explanation. Josuke manifested his subconscious Joestar flying powers. Yeah, it's a great episode. You got all the moments. You got. You know how we said last week was the best cold open?
Yeah. Yeah,
I saw that scene. It's like, oh yeah, do I even need to watch the rest of the episode? I did. And they just keep going, and you have the part where Josuke just ruins 2 people's lives because he forgot. The part where Josuke steals the phones.
Oh yeah.
And one of the phones is broken. He's like, "Oh no, nothing I can do about this," and chucks it. And he gets the other phone. And what happened there? Someone in the someone in the subreddit had the idea that what happened there was Araki came up with both of those ideas, couldn't choose between them, so he just had both of them happen by having Josuke forget he could fix things. It's classics. It's classic, you know. You got. Whew. And of course,
like,
Act Three's greatest moment.
Kill the hoe.
Beach. And just, I love it so much. And of course,
Act 3 is probably my favorite character.
There's a similar stand in Part 5. Not with the swearing, but like it has a personality.
Aww.
It's less just
it similar. Is it similar?
No, more energetic. Act 3 is just I am a swearing robot. Oh, beat boing.
See, the only thing is, my problem was that, like, I don't get how a stand I don't think that powerful a stand should be able to have that much of a range.
What? Act 3?
No, Highway Star.
Oh yeah. Well, the whole thing is that it wouldn't be nearly as powerful if it didn't have the range.
Yeah. But it becomes kind of OP with the range.
Yeah, it is. If he was not in, if he hadn't had the like, if he'd waited until he was out of hospital, he would never been caught. That's it. Over. There's that line in Stardust where he's like, I've won. Part 3 is over. Yeah, no, that's what happens if you just wait.
I also don't get how what's his face, the guy in the cardboard, knows the names of the stands he's creating.
See, when a stand
it's a
when
very
a stand
small
happens,
nitpick.
it's just sort of okay. This doesn't explain your problem, but I've basically accepted at this point that when you get a stand, it's like, okay, yeah. Hey, I'm your stand. This is my favorite song, and here are the things I do. And like, it is no longer the days where you need someone to tell you the name of your stand. No, it's just.
Yeah.
There's also the great idea of just like Avdol just came up with the name Stand, and like everyone he runs into with it is just like, oh yeah, Stands, I like that name, that's pretty good. Like Kira has that exact moment when he's fighting Shigatsu. He's like, huh, Stand, that's what this thing's called. I like it. Yeah, that works. Stands.
Yeah.
Those chapters are just perfect. And they didn't fuck it up. And of course, at the end, you've got the Steely Dan of Part 4, where, like, I swear, I think Josuke's voice actor was trying to put on a Jotaro impression for that scene.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, and it worked. It was. Oh, there's just there's everything in here, and Yu is great. Like the scene where it's like, oh, my nose is great. That peach is rotten. If you're on your period, and someone's pissed. Is it you? Yeah. What about you? Yeah. What about you? Oh, it's you. Hi. Oh, it's condensed. JoJo.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite JoJo episode so far.
Yeah. Mine also. On the other hand, in things I am less favorable about, I watched Through Eyes of Heaven this week. I'm not a fan of the way that ends. it's easier. Yeah, I'm going to spoil the end of Eyes of Heaven here. I'm not going to trying not to spoil anything past where the anime is. I'm just going to spoil things that are relevant to the game, because you can spoil the ending of the game without really spoiling the manga at all. Yeah, the premise is that so Dio's even more evil now somehow, and he's got a stand that can. He's got the world over heaven, which can manipulate reality, and he uses that to bring all of the dead characters back to life and make them fight the characters who stayed alive. And he brings back all the dead people and makes them evil. But then a Part 7 thing makes them not evil, and they just join you up, and you all go and you fight Dio. Thing is, that Dio fight kind of sucks. It's so in the end, it comes down to like Jonathan is like, "Hey, yeah, this Dio thing, I don't think I'm cut out for this. You do it, Jotaro." And then the fight, and then Jolene is like, "Yeah, Dad, let me tag along." And this is Part 3, Jotaro. He's like, "You're older than me. Fuck off." Yeah, and then so Jotaro and Jolene fight while everyone else is being used by. Is having their souls used by Dio to fuel him or some shit. Fucking. And then he gets rid of Jolene. But then, fucking exactly at the end of Part 3, just, oh no, we have the same type of stand. You can manipulate reality too now. And it literally ends with the two of them sitting there. He's like, except he doesn't go for the leg, he goes for the face. And, you know, the whole thing, just straight from Part 3, just with, you pissed me off and all. Just, fuck it. Who cares? Who needs? And Araki supervised this shit. He must not have been looking too carefully.
I mean, like, you write a manga for 30 years, you're bound to forget some stuff.
No, but, like, no, my problem isn't that they just did the same thing. It's that, like, come on, guys. I would have preferred it if it had been the same thing with Jonathan, as the ending with Jonathan. Like, just give Jonathan a reality stand. Come on, guys. Just fucking give me some Jonathan service. You know? Jotaro gets... Stop jerking off Jotaro. Come on, guys. Just leave him alone. Yeah, it's a big Jotaro jerk off, which I don't like, because I don't like Jotaro. Well, I don't like Part 3 Jotaro. I like later Jotaro.
Yeah,
but
I'm the same.
You know, this is Part 3 Jotaro. He's annoying. He's a little shit. What the fuck do you mean, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? No, it's Polnareff's Bizarre Adventure. Why can't Polnareff fight Dio? He's fast enough, he can move in the stop time. He doesn't even need to stop time, he's just that fast. We're good.
Polnareff is probably my favourite Stardust character.
Yeah, totally. He's everyone's, you know, he's not Jotaro. I have to appreciate Kakyoin for as little as he got. Just because, you know, Milf Hunter, Shit Eater. Shit feeder. Background face maker.
Shit feeder.
Gamer. Shit feeder. And Shit Eater, yeah. Eats shit at the end. The gamer we all deserve. He's pretty good at video games.
In what's it called, while watching Stardust, for like halfway through the part where Kakyoin's not in it, I forgot Kakyoin was in it.
Yeah. No, that was dumb. Kakyoin got fucked. Kakyoin could have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. But then, okay, here's how it ends. So, Jotaro beats Dio, then everyone forgets except for him. Everything that has happened in the game. And here's the thing, though. Everyone's come back to life. So after the credits roll, there's a bunch of pictures of, like, the final fight from part 1. The Zeppeli's there. And Joseph in the Colosseum fighting Wham with Caesar. And the airport scene from Stardust with Kakyoin Abdolonegi. And part 4 one, which I won't say too much about for obvious reasons, but Shigechi's there. You know, you get it. I'm like, oh, that's... Sure. That's not what you do, but okay. And then it goes to the... and then after these post-credits, a cutscene pops up where it's the start of part 4 in this new timeline, and Jotaro's and Norio bumps into Koichi, literally. And he's like, "Hey, you know, there's Higashikata's. I'm here. I'm minding my daughter." And then little Jolene comes along and is like, "Daddy, why did you take me to Japan?" It's like, because I've seen the future. It's really dumb. That part's better than most of the rest of it, but I don't know. The no one actually ever died part is just like, but why? I mean, we're never going to see that explored, unless, 30th anniversary game. And that's sure, fuck it, why not? Eyes of Heaven was originally going to have 119 characters in it. Apparently, they were going to have Ruford and Tarkus, and probably like 12 versions of Dio. I mean, they already have 6. No, yeah. Do they have 6 Dios? They have 5 Dios, one of which isn't playable. Still, though, that's... Like, I feel like if they'd gone with 119 characters, either it would have been a Dragon Ball game where everyone is basically just a skin, or, like, we'd be getting Head Dio, Erina, Old Erina, Old Speedwagon, Smokey, Nukasaku, Kenny G, just real bottom of the barrel shit. Whereas, and they would probably still be missing party members from 5, 6, and 7, and I will not stop being bitter about that until they fucking put them in. Yeah, anime games are bad. They're going to keep being bad. One thing we didn't talk about, which seems like a good place to end, is the end teaser in that episode of JoJo. With the cat. And the next episode's called Cats Love Yoshikage Kira. I wonder what that is.
Does the cat get a stand?
Let's just say a lot of things are better at controlling a stand than Holly Cujo. The cat's interesting. You'll see. Kind of a piece of shit. He's in the intro.
Most cats are, to be fair.
He's in the intro. Kira's holding him in that scene where they're all the Kiras and all the Shinobus.
Yeah. So that about it.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in
to
this week's episode of Trash Talk. We may be
Ireland's
going weekly.
Ireland's number 1 bi-weekly JoJo's Bizarre Adventure podcast for now.
Yeah, we may be switching to weekly next week. Maybe.
Possibly, depending on how long this takes to upload.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a grey filter over the picture. See if that makes a difference.
Yeah. I'm gonna read the part 5 novel over next week. I can't really talk about that here because it's about aftermath of the end of part 5. But, I hear that's pretty good.
See you next week.